Hi everyone, today's tutorial is on this DIY fabric face mask from a t-shirt. As you can see, this face mask has a filter pocket. You guys are going to see the process from start to finish, so stay tuned guys. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're an old subscriber, welcome back. Please click the subscribe button, click the bell so you get updates when we post new videos. And now we can begin. So for this tutorial, this is the t-shirt I'll be using. I'll be taking my vertical measurements, and my vertical measurement starts from my nose bridge to underneath my jaw. Because I want a bit more coverage, I'll be taking vertical measurement of 5.5 inches. And then for my horizontal measurement, just close to your ear, across your nose, and then close to the other ear. And I have 10 inches for this. So vertical measurement 5.5, horizontal measurement 10 inches. So I'll go right to my t-shirt now, and then I'll mark my 10 inches. And after marking that 10 inches, I'll be marking 1 inch for seam allowance on both ends. So I'll just go ahead and mark that. And then I'll come right here and then mark my vertical measurement. So where the horizontal begins and ends, I'll just mark 5.5 inches upwards like so. And then I'll just go ahead and join the points. So this is what we should have, guys. I'm cross-checking now to see if I have 12 inches on this side. If not, I'll just go ahead and make my corrections where necessary. So after doing this, guys, what I'm going to do is draw a straight line upwards on both sides. Remember, we have marked 5.5 inches initially. So what I'm going to do is mark a second 5.5 inch from that first 5.5 inch mark where it ends. I'm going to mark another 5.5 inches. Then I'm going to mark 4.5 inches from that second 5.5 inches where that ends. That's basically 5.5 minus 1 inch, so that's 4.5. So what I've done here, I'll repeat the same thing for this side. Mark the second 5.5 inches and then mark 4.5 inches and connect the points. So after connecting the points, what I'm going to do now is go ahead and cut this out. So after cutting, I should basically have like 15.5 by 12 inches. 15.5 along the vertical, because 5.5 times 2, 11 plus 4.5, that's 15.5. So I should have 15.5 on both sides, and then 12 inches along the horizontal. 12 inches along the horizontal on both sides. So what I'm going to do next is fold this along the vertical. So we'll be folding this by 5.5 inch. So we should be having 5.5 inch on fold. This is the reason why we marked 5.5 inches earlier, if you remember. So I'll just go ahead and cross check that I have 5.5 inches on both sides. And then we'll go ahead and fold the rest of the fabric, which should be about 4.5 inches, and that area will serve as our filter pocket. So I'll just go ahead and pin this down on both sides just to hold the fabric in place. And then we'll move to the elastic. I'll be using a hairband, so I just made a cut right in the middle because I want to divide this into two. So I'm going to end up with 2 pieces of this, and as you can see, it's a bit stretchy. So what I'm going to do is place my fabric right into the elastic like so. And this is what we have. So I'm going to have to sew one end. I'm going to show you what I do for this part. I've threaded my needle. I'll go ahead and create a knot at the end just to seal that end up so my needle doesn't come out through my fabric. So I've created my knot. This is what it looks like, guys. So what I'm going to do is insert my fabric into the elastic like we did earlier. First, we'll fold by 1/2 inch, and then fold again by the second 1/2 inch, making a total of 1 inch. Ensure that you pull your elastic to the end like so. I'll just go ahead and pin this down. You want to do your folds, your seam allowance folds, and pin down. This will actually make sewing this face mask a bit more easier. So I'll just go ahead, fold by the seam allowance and pin down. And this is what we have when we're done. So it's just going to make sewing much more easier. So I'll get my needle and thread now, and then I'll be placing that needle right there inside, in between the seam allowance and then the face mask area. just to conceal the knots on the thread. So I'll just go ahead and do that. Pass my needle right through all the fabric pieces. So we want to hold that area together just to properly secure our fabric. So once I come right at this point, what I'm going to do is to start stitching that seam allowance area. So I grab a bit of fabric on the face mask area around this edge right here. You can't see any stitch coming out, and that's because I didn't stitch right through. So what I'm going to do is grab a piece of the fabric, that's the outer fabric right here, grab a little bit of the seam allowance holding the elastic, come right back, do the same thing. So you guys just watch what I'm doing. I'm coming right over, taking the stitch through the fabric I can see there, and then the seam allowance right there. So bits and pieces like so. So you can't see any stitch coming out. So I just continue. So I've gotten to the end, guys. What I'm going to do is, of course, I'll have to, pass my needle through the entire fabric so I can properly secure that end. You want to make sure that you don't stitch very close to where the elastic is or where the hairband is, and I'm going to explain why. So I want to create my knot to seal the thread so that doesn't come out, and then I'll cut it out. So guys, I realized that this elastic is quite big for me, so I'll just go ahead and tie that down, and then I'm going to be hiding that knot in between the fabric. So that's the reason why I said you don't want to seal up that area completely, so that your knot, how big, can actually pass through and sit inside your fabric. So this is what we have for our face mask. Right here is the filter pocket area, so you can go ahead and insert your filter, or you can open this up like so, insert your filter, and then close it right back up. So I'm going to show you guys how I wear this mask such that it fits around my face really well. So right here at the top is where we have our filter pocket opening. So you want that part to rest on your nose, and then I'm just going to, hook this up on my ear. So this is how it looks, guys. Underneath my jaw area is kind of like secure, as you can see. It's kind of like fitted around that point. So what I do is just make a pleat around the edge. So I'll just dip that down like so. This perfectly sits well on my nose, as you can see. So guys, I hope this tutorial was helpful to you. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Turn on notifications, and I'm going to be seeing you guys in my next video. Bye guys.